The SEC's electronic database for corporate filings made with the SEC, known as Edgar, is pretty old, dating back to the mid-1980s. This is pre-internet. And even if it wasn't, it would be a challenge to create a database that could accommodate, that could handle multimedia filings as well as simply textual ones. Today on Zippy Point.
Quick Zips by Zippy Point.
Quick and dirty. I'm Brock Romanek. I'm a big fan of yous. So this is a topic that I know all too well, probably why I'm making this Vid-Guide, as I was directly involved in handling these types of issues when I served on the staff for the SEC's Division of Corporation Finance back in the mid-1990s, just as all those sticky, how does the internet impact the federal securities laws issues were coming to the fore. The SEC put out some interpretive guidance in 1995, in this interpretive release, as its first spate of guidance on these internet issues, and addressed specifically this topic by noting in example 13 that a script of a multimedia solicitation must be filed. So you essentially need to convert the multimedia into writing. If it's a prospectus, the script would be filed as an appendix at the end of the prospectus, as noted in footnote 309 of a 1993 release that the SEC put out before that 95 guidance. So if you get into the legal mumbo jumbo of how this all plays out, you can see how it's a little bit disjointed. Remember that oral offers don't need to be filed with the SEC, only written ones. Multimedia arguably is a writing through a myriad of provisions in the federal securities laws. Section 2A9 of the 33 Act defines a writing to include printed, lithograph, or any other means of graphic communication. And the Rule 405 of Regulation C defines graphic communication as magnetic impulses or other forms of computer data compilation. You gotta love the law, man. You gotta love the law. This stuff sounds a little bit dated. So the first multimedia prospectus outside of a printed prospectus from 1985 that Wilmer Hales, David Westenberg shared with me that was polybagged with an audio cassette happened in 1997. I was still in a branch reviewing registration statements on the daily. So one day I'm just sitting there, falling asleep in my chair, and I get to the last page, the back page of Ameritrade's IPO prospectus. And it says something in a paragraph about a CD-ROM being attached, but there wasn't anything attached. So I called counsel for the filing, who just happened coincidentally to be someone I knew from when I went to college. It was a mutual friend. And I asked Carol, I said, what's this about a CD-ROM? She didn't know anything about it. So 2 weeks later, the CD-ROM arrived. The computer I had at the SEC could not accommodate a CD-ROM, so I had to watch it at home. My computer at home luckily could. So I bring it home, and I just had a newborn. After Quinn fell asleep, I stuck that CD-ROM into the computer, and bam, the first thing that popped, there are two files on the CD-ROM. The first thing is a PDF of the prospectus. And I started to cry. I had never seen such a thing. There had never been such a thing, a PDF of a prospectus. It looked gorgeous. And then the second thing was a 10-minute video that had talked about Ameritrade's operations. Ameritrade is an internet broker, or was at the time, that included actors, that slammed its competitors. And it had a legend at the beginning of it that said it was part of the prospectus. Or maybe I issued a comment asking them to add that. Anyways, I drafted a comment letter with lots of comments because this is something novel and they needed to do quite a few things to balance things out. I gave you a presentation to the entire CorpFin staff about how to handle these kinds of issues, and that's led me to start becoming the internet guy. And nowadays, all sorts of multimedia is being used as part of solicitations, typically filed as free writing prospectuses, FWP on Edgar, such as this example. And then particularly in connection with the business combination, here's a script for an employee communication video about a merger. And these are filed on Form 425. There's quite a few of these video scripts filed ahead of deals that results in the business combination ahead of the effectiveness of a Form S4. Anyways, let me know what you think.